So since you are Mr. Fix It,
Yeah.
and things always break with Amazon, so everybody, what we're gonna talk about today is, since we have Pat here, we're gonna put him up to the hardest things that we come across in Seller Central when we're trying to do things. So he's going to tell us the shortcuts, the methodology, interpretation, and how basically we can go about fixing things that we're trying to get done, and seller support is not responding, and it's becoming a pain in the neck, and of course it causes us to lose money. So he's going to give us the methodology. I've got a laundry list of things here that I'm going to go through. So stay tuned. I have here about 8, 9 different things. So we're going to go through every single one of these. And I think I've got a pretty good list. But I'm sure there'll be more coming up as we get into the discussion. So let's start with one that comes up all the time. You have a listing, parent-child relationships, and we have colors and sizes and whatever. And suddenly we decide that we want to bring a new variation, but we want to fix the attributes because it's not going to work. So tell us the best way to go about it.
Well, so I think the very best way, and I'm assuming a lot of your viewers know, using a feed or AKA a flat file, an Excel file to reconcile and try to troubleshoot via the back end is probably the most efficient method. Using those files can be rather tricky. I know a lot of people have problems getting those right. It's a very complex kind of intricate process where you have to get all of the attributes filled out appropriately. And if you make a mistake on one, it can get rejected and you can get those error messages that are very tedious to fix. In itself, it can be very troublesome using those, but I would recommend, using flat files and getting that in terms of, or starting there in terms of trying to resolve pesky issues. I know a lot of, problems regarding certain attributes will require, or at least seller support will tell you that you have to delete your ASIN for 24 hours, wait for the system to, I guess, flush its cache. I'll use that as the terminology, and then re-upload it as a full update on that attribute file in order to change some of those pesky attributes. Like, for example, title. Sometimes that requires the 24-hour delete, wait, and then re-upload it, but making sure that it's a full update, not a partial update. And when doing that, you need to make sure that you have your complete set of attributes already on hand before you even delete the ASIN. So you got to make sure you got images load up, all of your, sizing, dimensions, ingredients. I would have the whole thing wrapped up nicely onto a flat file so that within 24 hours you're ready to go, put it in there, and hopefully it works, right? So for some of the issues that you're just not able to resolve, right, that then you go to seller support, right? That's the next line of action. Or, Amazon, like, think about Amazonians, right? Plan of action. What it's they definitely live that philosophy, right? So what happened? What's the problem? What have you done thus far to fix the issue? And what is the perceived or the desired results going forward? So opening up a case with seller support is going to be your next step to see if you can get some of these attributes fixed, right? That just don't seem to update. Usually the 24-hour delete with the full update, can help. But sometimes it just doesn't work, right? So escalating internally through Seller Central, and maybe this isn't even an attribute that we're talking about. And I think this is probably on your list, Nick, and I don't want to jump ahead, but we'll get into some of the philosophy of working with the seller support agent here in a moment. But in terms of your more specific example of updating pesky attributes, right?